the buffet. John standing there. Okay, here we are, the USS Riverside. Hope this is coming out all right. I'm having to look through the screen on it. Harbor Rose getting on. Griffin Holly coming aboard. Okay.
Este es el segundo día, el primero es a las 10:30. Dice 1 hour, 20 minutes, pero cuando vamos allá debajo del puente aquel, tal vez un poquito menos. Porque las aguas están muy altas.
There's some of the crew here. Hi, Marlene.
Hi.
Yeah, you're going upriver. USS Riverside. The Borsmas couldn't make it today. There's John and Marlene in their boat. Hi, John, Marlene, how are ya?
This 119-passenger luxury tour boat is the only family-owned casino cruiser traveling underneath the Laughlin Bridge to tour Davistan and the Wateree Thoroughfare between Bullhead City, Arizona and Laughlin, Nevada. While we're traveling, I'll be giving you a little history of the Colorado River, the casinos, and the area. But first, I'd like to ask for everyone's cooperation to please keep all trash in the receptacles, cigarette butts in the ashtrays, and your personal belongings next to you at all times. We have a beautiful river here, and with everyone's cooperation and consideration, we can keep it that way. So at this time, I'd like to thank everyone for their consideration and their cooperation in helping to keep this river and our country clean. Thank you. Over on the left is a state park operated by the Nevada Fish and Game known as Fisherman's Access. They have the nicest public boat launching ramp and a boat dock, gazebo, and restrooms. The American Legion of Laughlin in 1992 on Memorial Day installed a flagpole, monument, and an avenue of flags in honor of our veterans. Don Laughlin maintains these grounds, and of course he uses the parking lots next to the casino. This $500,000 vessel was built over a period of 1 year, from April of '91 to April of '92. It was designed and built by Hills Marine out of Seal Beach, California, who also builds watercraft for Disneyland. This vessel is 65 feet in length and is almost 18 feet wide. We have 2 Cummins engines, 6.5 diesel.
Some of the local aquatic wildlife down there.
An observation deck provides a 360-degree panoramic view of the Colorado River and its surrounding environment. The environment was the main consideration in the design of this vessel. As a result, this vessel comes as close to a non-polluted environment as today's technology can provide. The ladies' restroom is located on the starboard side of the boat, which is the right side of a much safer route, and was donated to Nevada and Arizona by Don, who also paid for the first year's maintenance on the bridge. When they redesigned the bridge and put the walkway on the outside, again, not 1 penny of taxpayers' money was used. It was paid for in full by the Riverside Resort, the Ramada Express, and Circus. Over on our left is the water treatment plant for Laughlin, Nevada. That buoy marks the intake manifold for the plant. When we came underneath the Laughlin Bridge, we entered into the Lake Mead recreational area. In fact, from the Laughlin Bridge all the way to Moab, Utah, over 500 miles north of here on both sides of the river, is all government property. We have the Lake Mead recreational area, the Grand Canyon National Park, the Glen Canyon recreational area. The begins at an elevation of 14,000 feet. That's almost 3 miles high up in the Rocky Mountain National Park at a place called Grand Lake, up by Denver, Colorado. It has a 1,450-mile journey to the Sea of Cortez. Coming down all those mountains and canyons, this river had a reddish round color to it. In 1776, a priest with a Spanish conquistador by the name of Francisco Thomas Gargas gave it the name of Rio Colorado for its reddish-brown color, meaning river color red. The Mojave Indians found Father Gargas in the middle of the desert where he had been abandoned by his guides and left to die. They nourished him back to health, and they passed that name down, and it is still called the Colorado River today. This river is said to move 4 cubic miles of sand and sediment every 100 years, and over the hundreds and hundreds of years, they contribute to the building of Baja California to the Colorado River. Early settlers deemed this river too thick to drink and too thin to plow. They'd probably roll over in their grave if they could see what man has done with it today. To my knowledge, there's only been one man to go from the source of the Colorado River to the mouth, and that was a third-generation frontiersman by the name of James Ohio Patty, and that was in 1825 to 1826, attacked by the Indians. So in 1859, the government built a fort on Beale Road, 16 miles south from where Davis Dam is located today. They called it Fort Mojave. This later became the home of the Mojave Indian School and is now part of the Mojave Indian Reservation. The Bureau of Reclamation, which is made up of the 7 states bordering and using the Colorado River, including Mexico, do not let 1 drop of water leave this river without it being accounted for, whether it be in the form of hydroelectricity, culinary use, or irrigation. One way they have of keeping track of this river is the cable you see with the white markings on it that is a gauging station. These stations are located at strategic spots all along the river. They're also marked with those orange balls. These power lines and cables cannot be seen from the sky, so they put those orange balls on them with the ridger on them so that radar will have something to bounce off of. Over on our left, on the Nevada shore, you'll notice a cage inside of a fenced-in area. They bring that cage out over the river.
More
where
of
they drop their
the
instruments down into the
local
water
aquatic
and
life
can
running
tell you
around.
to the gallon how much water has been going downstream at that point. They can also tell you if there are any contaminants in the water. So if you decide to start dumping anything in this river or taking any water out of it, you've got another thing coming. You will get cut off. The river changed its entire course and emptied into the Imperial Valley, taking the Salton Sink and Salton Basin and turned it into the Salton Sea. It took them until 1907, with the help of the railroad, to get the river to go back down to the Sea of Cortez. In 1909, they built their first dam
Looks like
on
we're
the
not
Colorado
going
River
underneath
down
the
by
bridge. The
Yuma.
water level's
They
too
called it the
high.
Laguna Dam. Not a very
Sort of
big
sitting
dam,
there.
but big enough to keep the water from going back down into the Salton Sea. In 1931, the government finally decided to start construction of their first major dam in Parker, Arizona. They were both completed in 1938. Parker Dam has a little story behind it, because when California decided to build Parker Dam, they told Governor Moore that they weren't going to let Arizona have any water. Well, that upset Governor Moore and made him downright mad. It made him so mad that he chartered a ship called the Nellie, put the militia on it, and activated the Arizona Navy. He brought it and anchored it up on the Arizona shore across from where California was waiting to build the Parker Dam. He brought in 100 National Guard troops, declared martial law, and would not let California build the dam. After 11 months of negotiations, California finally agreed to let Arizona have some of the water. But to this day is still the most argued over, fought over, litigated body of water in the United States. Parker Dam backs up Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu supplies the city of Los Angeles with 1 billion gallons of water daily for culinary use. This is why California wanted to build Parker Dam. They built an aqueduct from Lake Havasu to Los Angeles that branches off and goes down along the coast of San Diego and is capable of pumping 1 million gallons of water each minute. It is the largest aqueduct in the Southwest and was also awarded one of the 7 engineering architectural wonders of the world. Lake Havasu also supplies the cities of Phoenix and Tucson and numerous communities in between with water. The Imperial Dam backs up water for the Imperial Valley, which supplies irrigation water to the farmers so they can raise their crops on a year-round basis, and is said to be the salad bar of the United States. Yuma, being at an elevation of only 50 feet above sea level, the river didn't go very far into Mexico before it became contaminated with salt water. So Mexico decided to build their own dam and have their own freshwater supply. Today, not one drop of the Colorado River reaches the Sea of Cortez. We use 100% of the Colorado River.